Andrew's very conscientious. He's always prepared, tries to be there for what he's doing. He learns easily. In other words, you don't have to repeat 9 or 10 times to Andrew. And that doesn't mean every kid doesn't learn easily, but Andrew is an exception in that situation. Right?
My name is Andrew Burt, and I'm a senior at Aviano High School. I've known Coach Mack for 4 years now. Since freshman year, he's been my coach and my math teacher.
Andrew's very aggressive. He's very willing to learn. He's always prepared. He's always looking at asks questions when he doesn't understand something. He jumps right away and tries to find out what the right answer or what the right way to think about it, okay? First of all, he's always been on the honor roll. He's very high in his GPA. He did well on his entrance test. When he took the test, he finished in the top 5%.
And I scored in the top 3% or 6 percentile. I don't really remember, but it was the top 3 or 6 percentile of all the African American students who took it that year. If you do well in the classroom, you have less to worry about when you're playing basketball, I guess. And you have to keep a certain grade point average in order to play in the first place. So I've gotten a scholarship to a smaller school up in New York called SUNY Oswego, which I might go there, but I applied to a bunch of schools in New York actually, like Cortland, a lot of small ones, and I applied to Syracuse, which I've always kind of wanted to go to because they're on my team.
He's academically very good, and he's an athlete. I think in basketball he does the same thing, he's always prepared, he's trying to be there, right? Well, I think Andrew's a leader. I think he leads very often by example. And he's kind of quiet. He's not real pushy and he's not real vocal, but he does the right things. And he will then say to people if he doesn't agree with what they're doing. He will bring that up, okay? And he's very pleasant about doing that. He's not too hard on him sometimes. He leads on the basketball floor. And, leading in a classroom is not the same as leading in an athletic event.
Student comes first. You got to get all your homework and stuff done, and then you can think about sports. Just try really hard in both areas and you have nothing to worry about. If sports are important to you, then you got to get your schoolwork done. Got to keep your grades up high.
He's very good in art. He's very good in music. He's very good in mathematics. He's very good in speech. He's very good in writing. He would be a young Renaissance man today. Okay?
Just keep at it. Do your best at everything. Remember, student comes first, because that's the most important thing in life right now, is to get your classes right and get into a good college so you have a successful life after high school.
Every team wants a championship, but in competition, there are winners and losers. One player from a struggling team last year still felt the sting of loss at the beginning of the season this year.
I was kind of going in with low expectations of the team, and basically it was like, let's just place higher than we did last year.
But Megan Smith, the starting forward for Wiesbaden High School, would change her tune.
And now that we've started playing and played some D1 teams, we have a strong bench. So I'm excited to see how Europeans turns out, how we end the season.
As a player, Megan knew she had to grow.
So as a competitor, when things haven't always gone how I wanted them to, I'm not going to say I always handled it correctly, but I will say doing sports over 4 years, I've learned to control that. Taking on leadership roles and having to be more of the veteran on the team has taught me a lot.
That competitive spirit is something her parents saw early.
She has always wanted to do things on her own. She's always had her own style, her own ideas, and even to her brother's dismay, she has always wanted to be the first and always get there and just do the best she can.
But it's been neat to see how that competitiveness has kind of evolved. I mean, again, she mentioned her brother. I mean, watching her from, arguing over the front seat, who's going to be first in the line at Disney, any of those type of things as a child, moving that into sports where she's kind of concerned about her own stats, but then really seeing her this year evolve to where it's a competitiveness as a team.
The pressure is on for Megan this year. It's not because this is her last year at Wiesbaden High School. It's not because of her internship at AFN.
Check 1, 2, 3. Speaking.
It's because this is the first year her father will see her play a complete season in person.
It's a little more nerve-wracking. It's like, oh, my dad's in the stands, you know, I gotta show him what he's missed and everything. But it's exciting. It's exciting to, after games, have him there, because it's always been a connection between him and I. Sports.
Even though Dad could watch his daughter play from downrange, he's glad to be here now.
You know, with AFN and Stars and Stripes and Skype, you can watch a lot of the games, you know, even while you're deployed. Now, that never makes up for being there and being able to watch the game and scream till your voice is gone. And it's also being able to be there to support her.
In Dad's absence, Mom was there yelling from the stands.
Megan needed the support, and so she always would look for me in the stands. And I knew that if she couldn't find me, that her games were not going to be the same. And so there were times I'd have to stand up in the stands if they were crowded or something.
The presence of both of Megan's parents will make these last games in the DoDDS Basketball Championship special. For Megan, after the last ball flies through the hoop, it's off to college on an ROTC scholarship.
I like the idea of coming out of college, you know, you have a job, you are going to automatically get experience, just the things the military offers.
Megan's parents support her decision to not play basketball in college.
The leadership that she has developed by playing team sports will definitely help her in ROTC and in college. You got anything?
I'm proud of Megan. I've always told her to do whatever she wants to do.
From Wiesbaden, Germany, I'm Army Sergeant Marlon Stiles.
His number? 41. But his name is Terry Williams. By looking at him, you may think he's a typical teenage boy who goes to school, hangs out with his friends, and plays basketball. But what you don't see is what inspires Terry to be how he is.
My inspiration comes from God through my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
It's a long way from the way Terry used to be.
When I was younger, I was kind of a hard head, didn't really want to listen to nobody. I thought I had it going on. I thought I was the best one out there on the court.
But what changed Terry may surprise you.
What made me change was the music. Murder, sex, drugs, you name it. It was talking about it. So I would listen to that music and it just didn't feel right with me.
But one Sunday, all of that changed when Terry went to church and heard of a Christian rapper named Lecrae.
As soon as I did that, I ran downstairs from my computer, went to YouTube, typed in Lecrae, and it was this song called Take Me As I Am. I think it was after that song or next, I broke down, I started crying, I fell to my knees, I started praying. I really can't explain the moment. That was my wake-up call, and that's ultimately how I changed.
And for Terry, his life has just begun. On the court, he's a force to be reckoned with. He's part of an 8-man team from Bamberg High School in Germany. But he's not just a player on this team.
Mainly, I just try to be a good role model, positive figure for my team, and I try to teach them to be humble because you can't boast on yourself. You got to be humble. We have a small team this year. We're doing a lot with our small team. You know, we're making a statement that, you know, basketball games they can be won with 5 people. Your team just got to be in the right condition. You work as a team, but like I said, that don't mean you're going to win every game. You know, you work together as a team to work on your mistakes. And hopefully we win this championship this year. Give Coach Smith the last one before he retires.
Although Terry loves basketball, his plans go a lot further than that.
I still want to go to college and get my education overall. I want to be a physician assistant, and I also want to pursue a degree in theology.
And Terry's 180 lifestyle didn't just stay on the court. It also followed him in every aspect of his life.
I have good things to say about Terry. I mean, I respect what he's doing with his life. I mean, to be that age and be that dedicated, it takes a lot. And you don't see that very often. And he's willing to put in the work.
I'm very proud of him. He got a good head on his shoulder. I think he's going to do great things.
And when someone asks Terry for advice, it's pretty simple.
It's how you present yourself, it's how you walk in your life, it's how you affect people's lives that help them to see how Christ has changed you. So that's what I would tell anybody.
So the next time you're at a game and see number 41, you'll see more than a number. From Bamberg, Germany, I'm Army Sergeant Carl Greenwell.